Hey guys, and welcome to another day in the life of a full-time reseller. I always start my day with a cup of coffee. Do you know how hard it was to get this pumpkin creamer? It's always out of stock, but I got one. Anyways, I was never a morning person growing up, but now I wake up consistently around 5:30 to 5:45 every single day. I also add collagen to my coffee. It tastes like nothing. It's supposed to help with skin and joints. And let's be real, we need that. Then I go to the rad room where I do all of my listings. I take out the bundle of items that I am listing today, and then we just start cracking them out on List Perfectly. List Perfectly is a cross-listing tool that I've been using for years and years and years. This is where I both create and cross-post all of my listings since I sell on 4 different platforms, so that just makes the whole process a lot more efficient. So if you also sell on multiple platforms like me, definitely check it out, and you can use the link in the description below for 30% off your first month. Keep in mind that you do need to fill out some blanks on every platform, but those are super quick to do on the desktop. You just click, 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 filling in the blanks. I have created over 8,000 listings using List Perfectly, and what I love is that you can always go back to a previous listing and copy it and use it as a template for your next one when you have a similar item that you are selling. I list about 10 items per day. Now my package from Amazon came at the perfect time because we can set up this new studio light setup together. So I ordered 4 of these 10-inch ring lights, and I will be attaching these to my standing flat light station just so I can clear up some space on the ground where I now have some big umbrella studio lights. Now these are not sponsored, by the way, and they were very easy to assemble, but I'm kind of an idiot when it comes to assembling things, so it took me way longer than it will probably take you. Like, I put this on the wrong way, and yeah. It now tilts the wrong way, but hey, you live and you learn. Just gotta redo it. When I say I've probably spent 6 minutes setting up the first one, yeah, that's how long it took me. But once I got it, the other 3 were literally 30 seconds each. But it seemed kind of unstable. And I was screwing this super hard, my hand was hurting. I was honestly feeling a bit demotivated. But hey, let's just try and attach them to the standing flat light station and see how it goes. So as you can see, I had those big umbrellas. They were taking up a lot of space. And if these small little ring lights work, I think it's gonna look pretty good. I fastened it as hard as I could, and it still doesn't seem that stable, to be honest. But luckily, I rarely move the board or tilt it, so hopefully it doesn't matter too much. These did come with a few multiple settings. I turned it up to the brightest setting, so this is what that looks like, and I'm not too sure yet. So as I was setting up the others, this one came wrong. It's too short, the screw. This is how it's supposed to be. Look at the difference. So this, when I screw this one in here into the attachment, it's gonna stick. But because this one's too short, I try to screw it in and it's still loose because it's not long enough. So that one's defective. So I only have 3 of the ring lights set up, but I could just use the one that I already had as the 4th, and it's looking kind of good, I'm not gonna lie. Look at that light. So now, since we have these Under Armour Elite cargo shorts up here, might as well snap some photos. I always do it in the square format because that's how the pictures are going to look on some of the platforms anyways. I always take a photo of the front, some details, the size tag, the materials tag, and the back, and of course measurements. In terms of the photo results, they came out basically the same as they did before when I had those umbrella studio lights, so I'm pretty happy about that. Then we get ready for Goodwill and the gym, and of course I got 2 little mosquito bites to join me. Like, why? We are doing leg day today, and this lighting makes my quads look insane. Alrighty, we are outside of Goodwill right now, and it's actually right before they open, so let's go and see what they have right as they open the doors. Goodwill! Alright, I just found a pair of jeans here. It's a pair of Levi's. Now there's one thing I want you to look out for. Side note, these are the 502s. Right here. I'm gonna zoom in. Big E. If you see that and it's vintage, you're looking at money. Because normally it's a small E. However, unfortunately for me, they are not vintage. Levi's, for whatever reason, decided to reproduce the big E's in modern time. So these are just a modern pair of Levi's 502 with the big E. I came across this exact pair just a couple of weeks ago where I thought I found the jackpot, and as I just mentioned, I didn't. But I still picked them up just to try it, and they sold in a couple of days. So I'm still gonna be picking these up because of the big E. You know what they say, bigger is better. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Heading over to the women's jacket section, I ironically come across a man's jacket. This happens a lot, and here we have the brand Zero Restriction. It's a nice bread and butter piece, and the few items that we have found by this brand, the quality seems very nice. You would think they sell for a little bit more, but this jacket should fetch around $30. I like that inside the zipper they also have the Zero Restrictions spell out, and this is a lightweight, like stretchy athletic golf jacket priced at $5.99. So we are definitely scooping this one up, especially now that summer is coming to an end and people will be looking for a light jacket. If you have made it this far into the video and you enjoyed this type of content, we post twice a week. Please hit that subscribe and like button so you don't miss out on future videos, and it does really support our channel and we really appreciate it.
The Senior Community Service Employment Program helps qualified seniors gain paid work experience, build confidence, and develop the skills needed to succeed in today's job market.
Hey, Will. Alrighty, today's mini surprise sell-through rate item, meaning this one sells way better than what you would expect. We have camo cargo shorts by the brand American Eagle. This is the Outfitters Active Flex. There's 425 listed, almost 600 sold. And they're selling for $25–30. Ooh. This one's got some, I don't know, it looks like he sat on blueberries or something. So got some stains here. It kind of blends in because of the camo, but also you can see it. So I gotta look a little bit further into the condition of these, but yeah, this is definitely a brand that every thrift store has. So if you find their cargo camo shorts, probably pants as well, pick them up. It's $4.89 because they should sell super quickly. Alright, I just finished up at Goodwill and I just had the sweetest interaction with a viewer, Rachel. She just came up to me and she was honestly one of the sweetest persons I've ever met in my entire life. And she was like, "You made my day." And I'm like, "No girl, you made mine." I'm always a little bit surprised if I meet a viewer just because you don't really fathom the fact that people are actually watching. And then they see you in real life and they recognize you, but you obviously don't know who they are. And they're like, "Hi." And you're like, "Don't know you." They're like, "I watch your videos." And it's like, oh my gosh, right, duh. So huge shout out to Rachel. Best of luck with everything. And now it's gym time. Alrighty, so this gym does not allow recording inside, so I could only get like a few little clips. I always start my workout with a warm-up. I walk on incline. And then I do stretches because we're getting old and I'll injure myself if I don't. Anyways, first exercise of the day was squat press. I started at 350, I do 10 reps, and then I worked myself up to 450 with 8 reps. And I did 4 sets total, and then we moved on to hip thrust. I've actually discovered less is more here, so I don't go super heavy but focus more on time under tension. Moving on to the next exercise, we have hip abductors. This is my lazy exercise and I do 3 sets of 10 reps. The fourth and last exercise of the day is leg extensions. We gotta work on these quads. They're not gonna build themselves. Starting at 100 pounds, we're doing 10 reps and say hello to the little mosquito bites. Hello, hello. And I'm not gonna lie, guys, my quads are looking kinda beastie. Then we do 2 more sets, adding 10 pounds each time, ending it at 130, and we call that beast mode. And we are wiped. Time to shower. Okay, just finished up at the gym. Because I'm not going to be home for a little bit, I always bring protein powder so I can just refuel a little bit before I get a proper meal. And we are actually heading back to Goodwill, the one that I was just at a few hours earlier, because they put out new stuff throughout the day. And since I'm not far from the thrift store, might as well hit it up before I head home. Just trying to be the most efficient I can be with my day and get as many trips as I can to the thrift, because the more you go, the more lucky you'll get by being there at the right time. And then after that, we'll head home. All right, let's see if they got any new stuff. So I thought I had something. Found this new in box frozen Elsa doll. This one's the Getting Ready Elsa. I mean, new in box $2.99. I thought maybe I could get 25, but I thought wrong. You cannot. So this one's going back. But this one, Anna, was also there. She does a little bit better. She's also new in box $2.99. And I saw a few of these sold for around 20 to 25. Because this one's so easy to photograph and list, like photo, done. I'm just gonna pick this one up. If you can find the American Girl, Anna, or Elsa, doesn't matter, they apparently are worth a lot of money, because they kept popping up as comps and they were selling for hundreds. So that's one thing to be on the lookout for. Other than that, I just found some bread and butter. We got a Judy blue flare with the little frayed leg openings jeans, size 11. I actually like the little stitch detail right there. They're super wide leg. Look at the difference. So this one's like 25. And then also bread and butter Tommy Bahama for your mama. The size is gonna help this one sell quicker. It's a double XL. It's a 100% silk, of course, with an all over leafy tropical print. Another 25 here. This is nice. Okay, I just scooped this one up from the new rack there. It was just hanging off the top rod. I saw this dangling, new with tags. The brand is Xterra Wetsuits. It's $6.99. These are the Flow Lava Wetsuit Pants. I looked up the comps on this and there's not many listings out there. I could only find 2 of these listed. They were listed at $75 and $80. And there were a few solds. Some took offers, but one sold for $55. I'm assuming that's where the other 2 also sold. So we're gonna scoop this one up for $7, flip it into 50. If you can find the wetsuits, so the full body and not just the pants, they do better, they sell for more. And we have sold multiple of them in the past, not by this brand, but by other brands. So definitely something to be on the lookout for. All right, they keep coming out with new racks, and from that one, I scooped up a bolo. We just recently discovered this brand, so we've only found one. That one did have a nicer pattern, but it sold so fast. It's called IB Cool. So not cool as in the hiking brand KUHL, but IB Cool. This one's a lightweight quarter zip stretchy golf shirt. I'm expecting a little bit less for this one because it's kind of plain with the stripes only. But I love finding brands that we just recently discovered again. Like, where were you the past 5 years? And it's $4.89. And while I was waiting for the new racks, I scooped these from the shoe section. I eagle-eyed that logo from like the other side of the rack. We have Ariat. These are a pair of women's leather cowboy boots. As you can see, it's kind of bare here, so the fact that I found these, I was like, yes! They were right over there. These are beautiful. I love the little scrunch they got. These should be around $50 to $60. Wow, these look good. Not much wear on the heel either, perfect. And shoes here are $6.99. Now I smell them, and they kind of smell like cigarettes. I normally don't pick up items like that, and my nose is very sensitive, and I hate the smell of cigarettes. And obviously, if you're buying something, you don't want them to stink. So obviously, I cannot wash these. It's leather. Do you guys have any tips on how I can get rid of the cigarette smell? I have a 4-day period where I can return them and try to fix the smell. If I can't, then I will have to return them. But yeah, let me know in the comments what I can do to get rid of the nasty cigarette smell. Alright, so because there's not that many shoes here, it really gives me the time to look at each and every shoe. So I kept going down here. Look at the lonely pair of shoes right there. We got Diesel. Diesel is a higher value brand. They may not sell the fastest, but you should get a decent amount of money for them. And what I noticed about these, price is $6.99, they have the name, they have the name of the actual model on the inside, which I love. Name, Solar. And this model sells for around $40. Between the $30 to $70 range in this condition, I would assume around that $45 to $50 mark. These are kind of cool. I love the stitched, like 3D Diesel logo. All right, not bad for popping in after just being here a few hours earlier. Now we're heading home because we are starving. After I got back home, I decided to start organizing our hard goods. We just got our shelves and bins. As for the past year, our garage was used as storage for some family members who were looking for a house. They just got one, so congrats to them. And congrats to us for getting our garage back, and now we can start really going ham on the hard goods. I just marked the boxes with the alphabet, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, etc. And then in my inventory spreadsheet, I add a column that I named box, but you can also just name it SKU. And then I locate each and every single item that are already in these boxes and not in the boxes. And I add the letter of the box that the item is going to be in. So that when the item sells, I can go into my spreadsheet, look up the item, and then I can see the exact box that it's in, so it's much easier to find it. And of course, this squat machine was way too big for the box. I had to put it on top of the shelf. But yeah, this is how I spend my afternoon. I took an item, placed it in a box, then located the item on the spreadsheet and wrote down the box letter in my new box column. This was definitely a little bit tedious work, but only because we haven't had this system in place before. All of our hard goods was literally just shoved into a tiny closet. But now we are getting organized, and whenever I find a new hard goods item, I can immediately put down the letter of the box that it will be in. And this is what it looks like. We still have tons of storage that is still open and ready to be used. If you're wondering where we got the shelf and the boxes from, they're all from Costco. And as you can see in the middle of the shelves, we have tons of paper boxes. These are boxes that we keep from orders that we have done ourselves, so from Amazon and stuff like that, because these can be used as shipping material. Why throw away a perfectly fine box? And then we have empty bins on the left, excited to fill those up. And what are these Mama Lee boxes doing up here? Someone go tell my mom to come pick up her stuff. We don't have the space for this. Just kidding, but you're at your limit. Now our garage is not finished, but it's a step in the right direction. Okay, so I mentioned a few videos ago that I just picked up a drawing book. And it was ironic because I came across some drawing books at Goodwill for a fifth of the price. And I'm like, I needed this last week. Well, here's the one I bought. And it's, I haven't started it yet. But I promised the viewer who asked about it that I would show if I could remember a previous work or something. But as you can see, I haven't even started yet. But I used to draw a lot. It was one of my hobbies. Now I'm into reading. I got a Kindle. But I do want to get more into drawing. But I found an old drawing. So I game too. And here's a drawing from a game that I used to game in 2019. I don't show my work to anybody, by the way. I'm not fishing for compliments. I'm just living up to my word. Here's Brawl Stars. My favorite character was, well, he was legendary and I never got him. I like this guy. I think his name was Mike or Mikey or something like that. Dynamite! I was a kind of a beast on him, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, that's the drawing. Other than that, I haven't really gotten into it yet. Been busy. This one's also empty besides one drawing in this entire book. Oh. Besides that, I got one drawing and I actually drew that one recently. This is my get back to drawing. Where is it? Oh, here. I drew this in July, so it's pretty recent, but it's a fairy. And that's it. That's enough. Anyways, guys, that sums up today's day in the life of a full-time reseller. Thank you so much for watching until the end of the video. Don't forget to leave that thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. It really helps out the channel. And I'll see you on the next one.